everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to talk about um, more about symptoms that we get in our bodies, and more specifically, we can talk about headaches because headaches are such a common thing that people get these days, and it's very easy to pop a pill and just numb the pain so you can get on with your day. And what happens is people get so used to that they end up just feeling that it's just normal for them. Like, this is just a thing. I get headaches, migraines, it's just what happens to me. And because it's become so easy to just pop a pill and numb the pain so you can get on with your day, it almost represents the numbness that is happening in society in general. There's just this numbness that it's like we don't want to actually work on healing ourselves because it's too much work. It's like, right? Most people think it's too much work. But if you tune into your intuitive capacities, there's so much healing that can happen. And I know because of my own personal experience with headaches. Most of my headaches have happened. There's a combination usually, but when I tune into what's really going on and I zoom into the actual pain, I end up finding this clump of negativity that's usually associated with the headache. And as soon as I can find it, and it could be in the form of thoughts, but usually it's an accumulation of thoughts that have manifested in an almost energetic clump in my head, and it's very dark usually. And I end up basically just taking what I can, and in my own healing abilities, I end up actually removing it and in disposing it in the best way I can. And I would say my headaches don't necessarily go away because there's other layers of healing that need to be done. But when I do something simple like that and I remove whatever stagnant energy is there, my headache actually diminishes a lot sometimes. Sometimes it's a little. Sometimes I have to do other things. Sometimes I just need to sleep because I didn't sleep enough. Sometimes I just need to be in quiet, But if, let's say, I've noticed, or a woman notices that the headache is associated with a certain time of the month, with their hormones, then you can start associating it with kind of a physical issue. However, if you look at Chinese medicine, anything that manifests as a headache, even if it's because of hormones, there's a stagnation of energy in the body, and even where the headache is could be on the top of your head. So that is like liver, usually like liver fire, anger rising. And liver energy that's stagnant can also directly affect your hormones. So different parts of the head, like even forehead, the back of the head, it's associated with different organs and different energies in your body. So just by knowing where each pain is connected to can really help you resolve the root of the headache. So that is one way with Chinese medicine, and another way is literally just going in and finding your specific blockage that's associated with just particularly you. So that's what I find can be very helpful, and sometimes you can try and find a combination of reasons that a headache is there and release one layer at a time. So this is not easily accessible in terms of healing oneself unless you really know how to tune in. So it's always good to kind of, if you don't know how to do this, it's good to have guidance by someone who's more familiar with tuning into the blockages that are there, and interpreting and helping you interpret them. Because what happens is, it's not only the removal of the block, but it's also becoming aware of it that actually starts the healing process, because the lack of awareness is where people are usually stuck at the beginning. Then when the awareness comes, it's like an opening, like a door opens where you can start to actually chip away and start to go deeper into how to remove it. So I know that a lot of people suffer from really chronic headaches, pain in their body in general, and they just think it's normal, and it's just because that's just how their body is, or they blame genetics, especially something like migraines. Oh, my mom had it, my this. But it's not necessarily, you can't just simplify it that much and say, oh yeah, it's just genetics, right? I don't fully believe that genetics is the only answer here. The only reason it could be genetic is because in some way your family has a pattern of holding specific stressors in a specific way, which may actually be imprinted in their DNA, and then whatever has been imprinted over generations is now passed on to you. So I like to look at it more that way, where it's just something that's been over many years and generations kind of imprinted as the body's coping mechanism. Like, here's a stress, let's store it as pain in the head. And I know in a way it sounds, it probably makes sense to some of you, and some of you might think, no, it's just genetics. It's just in the family, right? But this goes for many diseases that people associate with genetics, and I feel like it's actually a much more energetic thing than just DNA. It's something imprinted into the DNA through living it and through almost believing it. It's like your body is believing what you have learned, almost seeing in your external world. Like, if you've seen your parent with migraines their whole life, it's like subconsciously it's been imprinted. So another way is just a subconscious learning, like your energy field just takes it on as truth. It's very interesting how many different ways you could look at this. I believe that there are many ways to tackle something like this. That's another way, is just to kind of go into the subconscious mind and understand what it is that you've decided to hold as a truth. That, you know, when this is very subconscious, but like when there's a stressor, my body responds in major migraines, which now this is a perspective that could be true for many people. The migraine allows me to escape and go to sleep. So I don't have to actually deal with the situation that I'm in. And many diseases will be sort of a compensation escape, and it's not like you're asking consciously for this pain to manifest. But even something like fibromyalgia, like it's a response to stress, and a lot of people don't realize how much it makes them kind of be able to kind of stay away from stressors, because their body's had enough of life. So the body's trying to help you cope and stay away from the stress by being in pain, right? So until you deal with the reason that the stress is there and heal it, it's like your body's just doing it for you. It's trying to deal with it for you. So this is all I wanted to say for now about pain and headaches, and how easy it could be to heal it if we just tapped in more to the reasons that it's there. So thanks for tuning in. I will see you soon.